What's up, GI TV? My name is Tim. This is Frank, our head technician here at Airsoft GI. I brought him in to help me dispel the myth of what is the best airsoft gun. Frank, I'm sure you get this question a lot as a technician. I know I get this question a lot. Tim, what's the best airsoft gun out there? And truth be told, there isn't a best airsoft gun. No airsoft gun is going to last forever. And there's better guns for different purposes. There's good guns for different price ranges. That's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Starting with KWA. Frank, KWA, there's a perception out there that KWA makes the best guns in the world. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, KWA actually does make very good airsoft guns, especially their AEGs. I would have to say that for, bang for the buck wise, out of the box performance, this would actually be the best for what you're paying
for your money.
Yeah, for your money, exactly.
Parts compatibility is a rumor that's out there. A lot of people say KWA is a great gun, but I can't upgrade it. Your experience as a technician, have you come across any parts compatibility issues with KWA, and if so, what are they?
Okay, so KWA, especially like their M4 series and stuff, they are version 2 gearboxes. So most version 2 gearbox parts will work. You got to be careful. The spring guide, they actually use a version 3 spring guide. So that's one thing. And then the other thing internally is the gear sets. There isn't too much room to shim inside the KWA, so you're going to run into a problem trying to shim the bevel gear correctly. So, I mean, internally wise, that's the only real problem I've found. So,
anything outside of the gearbox?
Okay. Outside of the gearbox, most of the problems that we run into is actually with the delta ring. Now, KWA decided to really glue these suckers on. They're real hard to take off. So it's about a 50-50 chance that I can remove one of these delta rings without marring the upper receiver.
Okay, so it's not really a parts compatibility issue. It's just one of those things that's unique to KWA is they glue the delta ring on.
Right. However, the real compatibility issue would be that the threadings on the upper receivers, they aren't compatible with every single rail system across the board in Airsoft. So some will be easier than others to install.
Okay, again, a minor quirk with KWA, but all in all, out of the box performance and everything else, KWA is good to go. The next gun up on our list, we would set that down, is G&G. Okay, G&G, more specifically the combat machine lineup, is what we use for our G4s. What has made the G4 so successful over the years? We've sold quite a few of them.
All right, the G4s, the success of the G4 line is basically you're getting a gun that performs and looks just like a custom gun, but you're getting it below, sub 250 range. So, I mean, you can't really beat that. I mean, look at this gun. It's a custom gun. It has
looks very nice
and stuff, right?
A lot of unique features on it. But like I said before, no airsoft gun is perfect. If you could change one thing on the G4s to improve it, what would it be?
Okay, the G4s, the biggest improvement you'll find is just getting a good motor in.
The stock motor works, but
stock motor works, but it can always be improved upon. I think that's the main improvement point inside the G4 series. Other than that, everything is pretty much solid.
Okay. Same question as with KWA. Are there any parts compatibility issues with G4s versus upgrade parts? Okay.
No parts. Or actually, there is a parts compatibility issue. The cylinder's actually different, and that's actually because of the blowback system. So. You can put an aftermarket cylinder in, but you actually have to make modifications to the cylinder. So you actually got to figure out whether or not you want to keep the blowback system or basically get rid of it. That's going to determine what modifications you're going to do to the cylinder.
Okay.
All the instructions are actually listed on the GI forms under the G4 section. So you can actually find instructions on the modifications you need to do to the cylinders.
So it's not hard to do as long as you have the right tools and knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Last up on our list, Frank, is Javelin. Now, Javelin has come a long way from when they first hit the market. And when we first started carrying Javelin, we were actually carrying them in very limited quantities because we were kind of wary about their performance and reliability. However, they have made a lot of improvements to their guns recently, and we kind of want to dispel some of the old information and misinformation out there. Do you know of any specific changes that Javelin's made to improve their version 2 guns, as I think we're going to call them?
Actually, Javelin did go and make quite a few changes to their airsoft guns. And, I mean, like you said earlier, a lot of the information on the Javelin guns out there really is just dated information. They actually did make improvements to the airsoft guns. So we all know that APS actually builds these guns to them. However, Javelin actually has a hand in what they want done to the guns. Okay, so first off, I know that there is a new sector gear design. They did upgrade the sector gear. Apparently they're having problems with that in the past. The gears now are shimmed, where before APS never really shimmed their gearboxes. So that's always a plus.
Yeah.
Traditionally, APS has always had hop-up issues where they just didn't quite work right. You know, the hop-ups didn't hop up the BB.
No.
So they actually changed the the barrel cut and stuff, and it actually improved the hop-up function. I haven't seen that problem with the version 2s. They redesigned the motor, and actually they anodized the little fake bolt here. Yeah. So the old ones were painted, and what happens is as this moves, the paint kind of flakes off and it gums everything up. So the anodizing actually helps prevent corrosion and functional loss. So basically, all in all, I mean, the Javelin gun is gonna be your entry level. This is your best pick. It's blowback, it's full metal. It's basically just an all-around solid gun there.
So it's affordable.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So hopefully we've hit the point home that there's no perfect airsoft gun out there. There's no best airsoft gun. It just depends on what your budget and what you're looking for in your airsoft gun. Frank, do you have any closing statements for this video?
Well, basically, all the airsoft guns that we've talked about today, the main thing you want to look at is the brand. KWA, they've always taken the feedback from us, the retailers, and the end users, and they made improvements to the airsoft guns. G&G does the same thing, and Javelin now hop on board. They got their version 2 out there. So the main thing you want to look for is, are the companies active and making improvements? And then that'll tell you how well each airsoft gun will be.
Excellent. Yeah. Great. Very good insight. Very great information. Thanks a lot, Frank, for coming in.
All right. Thanks a lot.